Hello and welcome. My name is Kia and I'm coming to you from Sweden in a small village outside of Gothenburg. And I am recording from my greenhouse today again. And finally I have some time to sit down and record. I realized that the English episodes are getting more it's longer between the English episodes, and that is mainly because I have started to record in Swedish with my friend Emma, and it feels kind of double, and I don't record the solo episodes as much in Swedish either. But today is the perfect opportunity. I have started my holiday, my vacation, and I have had guests here for 4 days, and they have left, and my husband is not at home. So it's me and my dog Nemo at home, and I hope to have some time to sit down here with you to chat. And I have a lot to share, and I hope I don't forget anything now, since it's been so long since I sat down and recorded. Well, I have heard from a lot of you that you have been waiting for this English episode, and yes, I have got some time today, so I will record. And yeah, on social media, I'm not very active on social media either, so I'm sorry. But on social media, I am Ciasbod _podcast on Instagram, on Ravelry, and I also have a website, ciasbod.se. And yes, you can find this video with links to the things I talk about today, and I will try to be good with remembering all the things. And there has been some new things coming in, so I will have some lovely things to link to. So that's good. I hope that you have been well during the summer. I think I recorded in the beginning of summer, and now it feels like we are going towards some kind of end of the summer. But it's my first day week of the holiday. So for me it's been working all summer, and finally it's some free time for me. But I don't mind. It has been raining here in Sweden for most of the summer. So now it is, as you can see, perhaps lovely weather. So I have been lucky this year as well. We will see some things finished and a lot of spinning and some new cast-ons. I have some summer knits that I have been casting on, and I'm really excited. So let's start with what I am wearing today, and as the temperatures today are getting over 20, so I have just a tank top, you call it that I think, under, and I just took the ranunculus, the very loosely knitted ranunculus in linen yarn, over, and it's not to give some warmth, it's mainly to cover up a little bit. I don't want to sit naked here on the camera. So ranunculus by Midori Hiroshi, knitted in linen yarn, and it's from Kasthall, a Swedish fabric that is placed here in where I live, and the cones are here. I will talk a little bit more about them later on, because yeah, it's a nice fabric, but something that happened just when I walked in here in the greenhouse is that I got caught in a rose pig. So it drew out a thread, a long thread, so I had to sit down and, you know, try to bring it back, because yeah, when you bring out a long thread, it picks from a long area of yarns, so I had to sit and just bring them back, and I have been, you know, stretching and trying to make it look good. So that's something negative when you knit on a thin thread on big needles, 6mm needles. it creates a lovely loose summery fabric, but you have to be careful not to get caught in some things. Yes, Midori Hiroshi by, no, Ranunculus by Midori Hiroshi. The most knitted pattern, I think, on Ravelry. So shall we just continue with the theme of Kasthal Lean, the fabric that is placed here. And I have casted on a new top, like you can see here. It's a design that I made a couple of years ago, and it is called Smiling Waves. And it's a raglan, top-down raglan with stripes, and it ends with I brought this one so you can see. It ends like this with with waves, and yeah, that's why I called it Smiling Waves, because it's a beautiful t-shirt, I think. It's also with holes in each line here, and I designed this one after my surgery. I had a little tumor here, and all went well and everything is fine, and that's why I call them Smiling Waves, because I was happy, I kept my smile. We didn't know that if it would hurt some nerves in the face with the surgery, but everything was fine, and now everything has been fine since then, so I'm happy. But yes, that's why I called it Smiling Waves. So I was invited to a friend who is also one of my patrons, and all my patterns is for my patrons on my Patreon site, and that's the only place where you can find my patterns, just because I want to have something extra for my patrons. And she was wearing I think it was light blue or something. It was very summery and fresh and knitted in some summer yarn, and I was so inspired, and I wanted to make something for the summer. This one is knitted in woolen. The white is hand spun and it's wool, so I wanted to make something in a summer yarn as well. Not so summery colors, but still summer yarn, so I can wear it also in the winter, autumn and winter, with the woolly cardigan over. But yes, I'm very happy with the result of this, and I know this one is so soft. I have been wearing it and washing it in the washing machine, so it softens up a lot. But when you knit with this linen yarn from the cone from the beginning, it's very stiff. It's hard to get a good knit definition, stitch definition. But I know that after a wash it will soften up a lot. Last year I knitted a black cardigan. I can put it here, and it has been a great cardigan to have as a throw over. Also knitted in this black. So when you buy a cone like that, you can get a lot of projects out of one cone. But yes, I am just about to knit. I will knit this part here, the black, and when I come to the green, it's time for the waves, so that will be fun. And then we will have just some short sleeves here. And the good thing when you knit from a cone is that you don't have to weave in any ends. It's the same thread all over, and I don't mind weaving in ends. But when it comes to linen yarn, it's quite hard actually to get the linen to stick. It often creeps out, and it's not easy with linen. So I'm very happy to have a full cone, so I don't have to start new threads in the middle of the project. It will be under the sleeves when I pick up for the sleeves. Otherwise it's the same thread all over. And the stripes here, I am just carrying can you see here? I am carrying the yarn inside. I don't cut for the stripes. It's more job to keep them in place after if I cut the thread. So I am just loosely leaving the threads inside there. So I'm looking forward to start with the fun. This is also fun. Stripes are just the best to keep you motivated to move on. But it will be super fun now to start with the waves in the end, and I can try it on after and see how long do I want the waves. And you don't have to make. I have got 7 here, 2, 4, 6, 7, yes. And if I'm not happy with 7, I can just continue, or I can make less if I want to. But less, I think that this is a good, less will look, I think, cut off. But if I want more, I think it's okay. And just to remember, often it looks best with not even numbers. What do you say then? Uneven numbers, like 3, 5, 7, 9. But yeah, so that's the fun part coming up here, and the stripes have kept me motivated so far, and I am now motivated to go down to the lace part at the bottom here. So yeah, Smiling Waves is growing, and I am sure that I will wear that one in the summer, perhaps only with the bra under, but in the autumn and winter with the woolly cardigan and with like this with a tank in under, I can wear with a cardigan over, and it will be worn the year around, I think. So that's something I'm very, very excited about. I was also a couple of years ago, I visited a friend in Örebro, and they have a shop called Tina's, and they are selling Novita yarn. And this is a yarn with 70% tencel and 30% wool, and it's called Woolly Wood. And look at the color, it's like golden olive green. It's so beautiful, and it's a cable spun yarn, DK. So yeah, it's stretchy, it's lovely. I really love it, both to knit with, and the fabric it creates is amazing. So it's really nice. I recommend if you can go somewhere perhaps to feel Novita's yarn, and it's not expensive. One skein like under 100 Swedish, under 10 euros. Well, let's use euros as a guide, and 100 grams on this. So it's a good priced yarn, and I think it looks like good quality. I haven't been wearing it, so I don't know yet. But I found a super cute top, and it's a Swedish company, Ciasbod, that they have given all their patterns out for free now. So I will be linking to their website with the patterns. And I found a top called Sommarvisa. It's like a summer song, you can call it. It's you start with a provisional cast on here, and you should knit the full top first, and then you pick up the provisional cast on and knit the lace in the bottom. You know, like you cast on here and you knit back and forward, and you attach every time you come up here. You attach to the body of the t-shirt, and according to pattern you should knit 2 stitch together from the body of the top. But I have seen pictures, both on the picture from the pattern, and also people who have been knitting it. They have got a very tight lace in the end here, and I don't like that look. I didn't want that kind of look for me, so I don't do the knit two together it's actually knit 3 together, because it's 2 from the top and it's 1 from the lace that you are attaching. But I knit after every second shot, I knit 2 of the top stitches. So I am doing some kind of decreasing, but not as much as the pattern says, because I like the flowy look at the end. But it's super cute, and I did the provisional cast on. I used the method when I crochet chain. So in this case I think it was 250 stitches or something, so I crocheted 265, I think, like some extra on both sides. And after doing the crochet chain, I flip it over and I use the bumps on the back side of the chain as my stitches. So when you pull out the crocheted chain, it will all just go away. So that's a very easy way to do a provisional cast on. I have seen other people do some kind of flipping with the thread as they do the provisional cast on, but my head, if I should do 10, I'm sure I could remember, but when I am supposed to do 250, and I know I can't remember that in my head, but doing the chain and just flip it over and picking up the bumps on the back side. And I use a little bit bigger crochet needle so I don't get a tight crochet chain. So there is a lot of space. In this case it's 4mm needle, so I wanted some space to when I pick up the threads. So use a little bit bigger crochet hook when you do the chain, so there is space to pick up the bumps when you do the provisional cast on. And I did that, and I knitted one skein up here. So I knitted until the first skein was done, and then I picked up my provisional cast on and started to knit the lace here, and I'm just amazed how lovely it looks. I love the color, I love the yarn, I love the lace. It will be so nice, don't you think? And if you remember the picture of the pattern, it's just straightforward with a straight boat neckline, but I am thinking more of a t-shirt neckline with short sleeves. So I will not follow the pattern after this. When I have done my lace all around, I think I will not knit anymore on the body. I will make it short. It will become quite oversized. So if it's a little bit short and oversized, it will be like the boxy, you know, a little bit flowy. And then making just t-shirt with sleeves. So that's the plan, because I tried it on and it's a little bit big on me. And the alternative here is to start again and go down like 1 or 2 sizes to get a fitted t-shirt. But I think with this lace it will look good when it's a little bit oversized, and as you can see, if it will be maybe we shall see. I'm not there yet. I will finish up the lace all around and I will put it on a cable again and start to knit up and see how it looks. But don't you think it's super pretty? Yeah, really happy with this one. So that's another type of lace to end a t-shirt. In that case I will be knitting around and doing yarn overs and knit 2 togethers. And in this case we cast on a separate stitch like this, a separate needle, sorry. Oops. Like this, and then you knit back and forward, so every time you come up here you attach to the body and then you knit like this. It's super fun. I love to knit like this. It's free pattern and it's translated to English, and I will link it. And yeah, use the lace if you want to, and do what you like with the rest of it. Really, really nice. So that's something that I am working on. And this one, we are going on a trip, me and my husband. We have bought a camper for our pickup truck. So we will go 2 weeks to Norway now and travel the mountains and the fjords and the lovely roads there, and yeah, we will have fun. And Nemo will come along with us, so there will be a lot of walking and looking at the nature and some knitting, I think, in the car, you know, knitting. But I don't think that one will come along because it's concentration with the chart and everything. I have other projects for the car. But that's 2 of the cast-ons that I have done. And I have actually started a 3rd summer top because I am in the mood. I am just so filled with inspiration, and after a long time, you know the feeling when you don't want to go to bed because you just have to knit 1 more row, or you just have to finish this, so you want to come to that feeling that you can't go to bed until you have done some more. I haven't had that feeling for months. It's been so long since I felt that, and now it's back. It's finally back. And I cast on new things, and I sit up late, and I knit, and I just want to do all the things. I love to have found that feeling again. It's so great. And I was visiting a yarn shop that is close to me here, and they sell Ullcentrum's linen cotton blend. Really lovely yarn. The top that I was wearing in the previous episode was knitted in this kind of yarn as well. And yeah, it's raspberry red, and that's my new favorite color. If I am to choose a color for new clothes or for new yarn, it's this raspberry red. It's beautiful and it makes me happy, and that is what I'm all about now. And I have found a pattern here in Sweden. It has been really popular, and it's called Lorette Tee, and it's a striped raglan, top-down raglan with a lace section in the top. And I have seen it so many times with the Swedish podcasters. A lot of Swedish podcasters have been knitting this one, and it's been a trend here in Sweden. But as I looked, I bought it on Ravelry, and it was 285 knitted projects, and I think they are all Swedish because I have seen so many here in Sweden. I will not do stripes. I will knit this one as a solid color with just the ribbing and the lace section, and then there will be just stockinette for the rest. And I have started now with the lace. You can't really tell, but I am knitting this one on 2.5mm needles, so it will be a long, I'm not sure how long this will take because I casted on this one yesterday evening, and I have been staying up late knitting like crazy and I hardly have time to do anything else but to knit. But yes, I can put in a picture of the pattern picture, and as you can see, it's with the lace in the top and the stripes, and you can do as you please if you want to stripe or if you don't. And I was thinking perhaps you could do one color of the ribbing and one of the lace, and you can play around with the colors on the body, so you can get a really fun striped sweater as well from this one. And the designer is Nadia something. I'm writing it here, but I will also put links to this pattern because it's really nice, and it's as it is with raglan. I know it will be a good construction, and so many people have been knitting this in Sweden, and nobody has been complaining of the finished object or the pattern or anything. It is a nice raglan top, and that's always a good construction, I think. And you did the short rows in the ribbing here, so this will be the back, and now it's just the lace. And we do some I think it's two increase rounds in the lace, and then you start with the raglans after this. So it sort of reminds of this ranunculus with the lace and the raglan, but this one is knitted on really small needles and also with stripes. I am knitting on 2.5, but the pattern says 3, but I didn't get the gauge with the 3mm needles. And mainly I did a swatch. I don't do swatches, but I was very insecure with this yarn and how it would look with 3mm needles. So I did a little swatch, and I got 20 stitches, I think, with 3mm needles, and I got 24 with 2.5. So I am making it a t-shirt on 2.25. It will take forever, but it's also super fun, and this will be my car knitting when we are leaving for Norway. And I think if I just pass the lace, I can do this in the car, the rest of it. I will bring stitch markers and, you know, the wires, the plastic cable wires, so I can put the sleeves on something. I have them on here. These kind of wires I will have to bring, and I can handle the rest. Needle and scissor and stitch markers and like the wires, and I'm good. I hope that 300 grams will be enough. It's like 780 meters, and I think that should be enough for a t-shirt. I hope. I have been, this was all she had in the store, so I have been asking in the Swedish episode if someone is sitting on a half skein or a skein of this and they would like to sell it. I'm interested. It's raspberry red and it's Linnea from Ullcentrum. So 3 lace summer knits on the needles, and yeah, a lot of spinning has been going on as well. But before we move over to the spinning, I want to show you, I have not been talking about the finished pairs in the Swedish, in the English episode. In the Swedish episode I have been talking about my finished socks, and this pair of socks is the pair that I spun on my supported spindles, and I knitted a pair of socks from them. And I don't remember how far was I in the last episode when I talked to you. Perhaps it was I had them on the spindles, and Tour de Fleece was coming, and I had quite a hurry to wind them off, to finish the spinning and to ply them and to get them off the spindles, because I wanted the spindles for Tour de Fleece. And when I was doing that, I had a lot of supported spindles free, and somehow they have been increasing. They have become a lot more since, yeah, with time they just get more and more. So I said to my husband if he could perhaps make something for my spindles, that I could keep them. I could have them somewhere, not only laying in a box. So he went out to the barn and he found some kind of wood, and he created the most perfect things for my spindles, and I will put a picture here. I'm so happy with this, and I have them on display in the window, and so beautiful. I'm so happy. And by seeing my spindles all the time, I'm also very tempted to use them. So that's really good not to pack them down and to hide them. Have them on display and you will get, yeah, inspired to use them. But that's a sideline. This was knitted on 2.25 millimeter needles, as I do with my sock, with my bought commercial sock yarn, and I weighed them, and they are 75 grams, and I have also got 75 grams left here, 78 perhaps, 70, yeah, a little bit more than 75, so there can be one more sock here. But I'm really pleased with this one, and took a lot of time and a lot of energy, of course, but I have been enjoying this process so much. It has also been during this time when I have not had so much inspiration and so much that feeling of wanting to finish something, you know. And that it has been really relaxing to make this kind of project that took me some months to knit a pair of striped socks, and I'm really pleased with them. Really nice. And now that I have shown them to you, perhaps they will move into the camper van, so I can wear them during the nights, not to use for hiking, but to use for evenings when we sit and knit outside the van. It will be nice. So really happy with them. So they weigh 75, and I have also finished, I have also finished another pair of socks here that I have been keeping in at work, so I have had something to work on when I was having a break, or just when I sit down I can knit on a pair of socks. So they have also been finished just in time for vacation. I just took them home now, and they are knitted in West Yorkshire Spinners and Isager sock. The rusty color here is Isager, and the grey is West Yorkshire Spinners. And also 2.25 millimeter needles, 64 stitches, striped, reinforced heel, simple plain socks. nothing fancy. I don't use patterns so much on my socks because I want to use socks as a relaxing knit, and yeah, the simple, you can do stripes, or you can, if you have variegated lovely sock yarn, you don't have to do stripes. You can just knit and enjoy the process of the yarn, what they are creating. So that's also something else that I have been doing. Let's just, before we do the spinning, let's just do the other things first. And last year in spring I knitted Yume by Isabel Kramer, and I remember I knitted the yoke twice, because the first time I knitted the yoke it was super big, and I went down in needles and I went down 2 sizes and I knitted the yoke, and it turned out a little bit too big, but it was okay. I could live with that. But after losing weight, it just got super wavy, and I have tried to wear it a couple of times, and I just haven't been happy with it. I was loving the yarn and loving the color, but the yoke was just bubbly. And no, I wasn't happy, and I've been thinking that I have to do something with that sweater. It's super expensive, lovely Isager tweed yarn, and I love it, and the color and everything. So after a lot of thinking and looking at that sweater, I decided to cut off the yoke. So here, after the sleeves and before the body, I just cut off the full yoke and also the sleeves. So I had the sleeves and body aside. They was knitted in just stockinette, so I kept those at the side, and I ripped up all of the yoke. So I ended up with a lot of lime green noodles at first, and where I was cutting a little bit, not this holding the straight line, there was a lot of you know, split splicing and doing with mending the yarn. And what I ended up with was knitting. I picked up from the bottom of the sweater, and the sweater is knitted from the top down, the yume. And since I was ending up with the sweater that I would be knitting from the bottom and up, the stitches would turn around. So I wanted a pattern that I didn't want it to show that I was knitted the other direction. So I made the what's the broken rib. When you knit one round, you knit one purl, and one round you knit with knit stitches. So you get this lovely broken rib stitch. So I knitted, the back piece is just straight with a straight line in the neck here, and the front piece is just something I just what do you say, winged it. I just did something, cause bind it off and did some binding off on each side here. So it's an improvised neckline, and it turned out just perfect. And I binded off the sleeves and I attached them by sewing on here. So really happy with this one, and it turned out just perfect, and I know I will be wearing this one a lot. It's perfect, really nice. So this will also go in the camper because it's fingering tweed, and I think it will be nice to wear in the evenings when I sit outside and do some knitting in the evening. So a thin woolly sweater will come on the vacation, and also the hand spun woolly socks will go with us. So that's a really nice way to just, if you're not happy with your yoke, you could cut off and use the body and use the sleeves and create something different on top. You could also just make another kind of yoke perhaps, or whatever, but I decided that the drop shoulder sleeves was, the drop shoulder construction was something that I was very happy with. It's a nice fit. If you have thin yarn, I think it flows nicely. If you have thicker yarn, it could be a little bit perhaps thick here, but with this thin yarn, it's just creates a lovely fabric, a lovely drape. So I'm really happy with that one. So that is the knitting that I have been doing, and there has been Tour de Fleece, and it was 3 weeks from the 29th of June to the 21st of July, and I had plans. I made I bought a kit from Regenbogenwolle in is it Germany, I think. And I hand spun them on my supported spindles, all of them, and I wanted to spin them a little bit thicker, not thin. I really was working hard to spin a little bit thicker, and not to make thin thread is also hard. So it's hard perhaps in the beginning to spin thin, but when you have been spinning for a while, it's really hard to spin thick. But this I have been practicing, you could say. So 21 days I did this. One color, no, that's a lie. I didn't do one color every day. When I was having a flow, I did like 2-3 colors, and I picked out 8 favorite supported spindles, and I spun used 2 spindles for each color, so I applied them afterwards. But yeah, 4 balls and then plying, and then 4 new, and I just, in no particular order, I took them as I as I felt like I wanted to. I wanted to be happy. I took the colors that made me happy. And as you can see here, they are thick and thin, and they are in different... yeah, I think I will be knitting on 5mm needles. So I will get a loosey-goosey sweater. And I'm really tempted to do drop shoulder construction, but I'm not quite sure. That was the plan. From the beginning, the plan was top-down raglan. Now I made the lime green sweater, and I'm thinking drop shoulder construction perhaps. But I have had friends here, and we have been talking, and we don't think that this will be enough for a sweater. I got some more fibers. This is 400 grams in total of this lovely chocolate ice cream fiber. Really lovely. It's, let's see here, I had it. It's Shetland, Tussa Silk and Tencel in this. And when you have three kinds like that, you have the Shetland wool, and then you have Tencel, and you have Tussa Silk. It's three different kinds of material that takes the color differently. So you have this like chocolate feeling of it, and it's the different kinds of materials that makes this variegated brown. Really lovely. So I will be spinning again. I will be spinning on the supported spindles, and I will try to imitate this. It's hard. It's been like a while since I finished this one, and I'm not sure how to remember how I did that, but I have tried. I am starting here. I took my Björn Peck spindles to start with, and yeah, let's see if I can imitate that. And those balls here are 525 grams. To be honest, I took away 2 colors that I didn't like, so it's now 475 grams there, and here is 400. So my friend Emma, who I bought the fibers from, she said, "Kia, it will be a dress." Can you imagine that? A dress with handspun yarn spun on supported spindles. That would be something. But okay, that is what I am spinning on right now. The Tour de Fleece is over, and I also have been spinning on my e-spinner. On Tour de Fleece, I was cat watching. What do you say? I was house babysitting a cat. I was helping a friend to look after her cat while she was gone, and my friend is Emma, of course, my fiber friend Emma Garnbyrån, and she gave me this 300 gram fiber that she had dyed, and it looks just like chanterelles or something. Really beautiful. And this is also spun during Tour de Fleece, and it's different kinds of Swedish breeds blend, and it had a lot of these long straws. I'm not sure what you call them, but there was a lot of these long straws falling out as I was spinning it, and it's still a lot of those long hairs in the fiber. But it's really beautiful, and it's not a soft blend. It's quite itchy, so I'm not sure what to do with it. I haven't decided yet. It was just a joy to spin, and I was sitting on the porch and spinning it on my e-spinner. So this is also during Tour de Fleece. looks lovely like this with all the variegated yellows in there. Yeah, that's Tour de Fleece, and I ended up with like 800 grams spun on Tour de Fleece, and I'm happy with that. I started a third spin on Tour de Fleece, and it's a natural, it's a gradient that I bought in natural fibers. It's Leicester Phenol and Alpaca blend, and I spun the this first single during Tour de Fleece, and then since it was a gradient I didn't know what to ply it with to keep the gradient, and then I remembered I had some natural white pre-fiber, pre-yarn, and I just pulled it through the e-spinner to give it some twist, and then I plied it with that gradient. So plying with this white is keeping the gradient very well. So it turned out really, really nice. It's 375 meters and it's 170 grams. So even though it looks really thin like this, it's quite a heavy yarn. And I think both the alpaca, of course, is quite heavy. But I think also when you spin short forward, you lay the fibers really nicely in line, and I think that often gives a heavy yarn. It's not a thick yarn, but it's 220 meters per 100 grams. But you wouldn't guess that when you look at it, because it's like the worsted. It's laying nicely. The fibers are not fluffy. They are put in line. I'm not sure to say this in English, but I'm really happy with this one. But after spinning, first this gradient in the natural colors, and then sitting and just feeding the e-spinner with beige off-white pre-yarn, I was really bored. I was thinking that if I don't get colors now, I will just fall asleep. It's no fun with this beige no more. So I went up to my yarn room, my fiber room, and I found the old wool wheel from my friend Emma, her rainbow collection, and I got it down, and it was Blueface Leicester and nylon, and it would be sock yarn. So I splitted that. I'm sorry I didn't take the picture of the first full the wool wheel, but I took a picture when I splitted it in 4 lengthwise, so it was with short periods of different colors. So when I splitted it in 4, it was even shorter colors. So I spun four of these long stripes after each other on one bobbin. It's 200 grams. And then I chain ply it to keep the colors in that stripe. It will be self-striping this way. So by chain plying it, I'm keeping the colors together. If I should have splitted it and done it as a 2-ply, it's not so easy to get the colors to match. And if I would have done it fractal, it would be with different colors meeting different all the time. But I wanted it to be sort of self-striping, and this is what I ended up with. I'm just amazed. It's happiness in yarn. Look at this. I am so excited to start to knit and see how this will turn out. But as you can see, it's just it's plain colors. It's blue with blue and red with red and yellow with yellow, and it will be so fun. And it's 200 grams of this lovely, lovely fun yarn. And I haven't been chain plying for quite a while. It has been it's been a long time since I did the chain plying, and no, it was quite easy. It was like biking, you know. Once you have been biking, when you start to bike again, it's easy to remember how you did it. And something that I remembered from other times that I have been chain plying is that it's hard to get started. So I started my plying by making a loop. I did a knot, so I started with a loop. So I had something to pick up the yarn from. And I was actually looking back on, I have a video where I do all the steps with splitting the fiber, spinning it and chain plying it, and I can link that video because it's a really good video with showing exactly how to do the chain plying. And I looked at it at first, so I just had to remember how to do it. But it's just like finger crochet when you do the chain plying. But it's good to watch someone do it before you start, just to get a quick reminder of how to do it. So I will be linking that video so you can have a look. But what do you think of these pair of socks? This will be... I plied them yesterday morning and they got a bath and they hanged outdoors for the afternoon and then indoors overnight. But they are not 100% dry. But when they are, I will be making a ball and putting some needles in a bag, and they will go also to Norway, because knitting a pair of socks in this beautiful colorful yarn will make me very, very happy, I know. And I should say that they are like sport DK, they are not fingering, they are heavier. It turns out, chain plying I say, but it turns out to be a three threads in this yarn. It's a 3 ply when you chain ply, so you get 3 plies, and it's a nylon sock, so I think they will be wearable, durable, what do you say, hard wearing. I can wear them without being afraid that they will get holes right away. So this is my happy spin, my really happy spin. Perhaps you can imagine that this will make me a lot of happiness. I have had friends here in my house. My husband is away this week, and it's my first week of vacation, and I had friends here for 4 days, and it has been so lovely, crafty friends. So we have been eating, we have been sitting on the porch, spinning, knitting, chatting, drinking some wine, having just the most beautiful, lovely times you can imagine. And I think that perhaps my spirit has gone up, and I have got all this creativity because I know I can spend time. I have crafty friends, and that makes me really, really happy. And we did some shopping. I live in an area of Sweden where it's a textile heavy area, so we did a little tour. We went to a place where they sell a lot of weaving material, and I got help. I bought some things for my loom, and we have been doing some things with the loom. It's not 100% finished to start to weave, but I have got the warp, and we have been doing something, pulling it on we have been doing. I'm sure you have another word in English, but we now have to do the last bit, but I lost steam and I wanted to just enjoy my time with my friends. So I said that you are invited again this autumn and we can finish. But yes, that was the first place, and then we went to this Kasthall I bought the lin, and I got a bag with weaving material so I can weave on the loom when it's done. I got that over there. And then we went to a fabric store, and I bought the beautiful lemon fabric, and I put it on the table under the umbrella in the garden, and it feels like I'm under an olive tree in Provence or something. Really beautiful. And after that we went to a yarn shop, and I did, at that point I didn't get, but I went back and I got the 2.5mm needles for my Lorette. And what else? We also went to Erikshjälpen. It's like a second-hand store, and I got a big lime green vase for flowers, and I put it on the table with the lemon, the lemon fabric, and a yellow bowl that I can have fruits, or now these days we have had biscuits coming out and in of the house, so I had that in that bowl now. So lemon yellow bowl and a lime green vase, and that's so beautiful. I have also got from my friend Emma here, and from Garngalleriet here, the top one and the bottom one, got some fibers. And this is my winter spinning. When I won't start anything more with now, because we are leaving on Monday, and no use in starting up anything. I will do some knitting, and I have just finished my spinning here. But I am looking forward to this, and this is merino silke, and I actually think this reminds me of the sock yarn as it looked in fiber. So I am perhaps thinking that I will split it in 4 or perhaps even in 6, and then spin and chain ply this. So I will get a self-striping yarn. That was Garngalleriet, and this one is also Garngalleriet in Cormo, 200 grams, and I will not spin this one quite yet. This is for autumn, but it's super beautiful. And my friend Emma, she is doing her magic here with the merino silke. I have 3 of this, beautiful. So this is 600 grams, 200 grams on each. And they are, I think the 2 top ones are the same and the bottom one is another. But you could just mix if you want to. And I'm not sure how to spin this, but I will get to that when I get to that. First of all, it's vacation and knitting in the car in Norway. But fibers from Garnbyrån, my friend, and Garngall is in Denmark, Birte. She's also a lovely dyer. So that is what I have been buying, and also I did that for the loom, and that felt so good to get the things in order so I can start to weave on that next time they are coming and doing the last things. In Swedish it's called like solva, and we have to put each thread through a little thing that's hanging. Not sure, but that will be nice. I think this is it. That's amazing. I did it. It's 1 hour long, and I'm so happy that I took the time to sit down here and to chat with you, and I hope that you have had a lovely summer, and perhaps you are still a little bit free, so you can enjoy the late summer weather as well. and I hope to see you again. Of course I will see you again, but I'm not sure when. I am doing the episodes with my friend in between, so it might be a little bit less often with the English episodes, and I'm sorry about that, but I see you when I see you, and that's the most important. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment if there is anything, and go and have a look on my website if there is links that you are looking for. Have a lovely time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.